Hey everyone, welcome to episode 11, take 2 of this Magic the Gathering podcast. Go ahead and get into it. I'm playing with a different deck this time than the previous episode. I say take 2 because I did record episode 11 earlier today, but I did have second thoughts about posting it because my energy just wasn't there. I wasn't doing good with the narrating. There's a lot of stuff going on with my household, babies crying and noise. And I just didn't have a good narration or a good energy. And then my iPhone storage was full, so when I went to try to edit the video to trim it down and then crop it so it's facing the right way, I kept running into issues, I guess because my iPhone storage was full. So I deleted some videos and tried editing it again, and it still was giving me issues. And I was like, oh wait, I have to delete or empty out the trash bin, the recently deleted bin. And at that point, I had already deleted the video, and I just took it as a sign to just move on and try again. So here we are, episode 11. This is great. Going pretty good. Plus I got a little more coffee in me, went to the gym and ate. So I'm a little more energetic. Try to explain this deck pretty well. I got this deck from the deck lists off the Magic the Gathering website, the mythic deck list or mythic ranking deck list. Well, he took a big hit on me. I'm just out here drinking coffee. Used this deck a lot before. Utilizes the graveyard. I haven't used it in a while. I actually did end up winning the match last time. I started getting a little pissy towards the end because this butthole wanted to, I guess what I'm doing now, letting the timer run out. He knew he was going to lose, so he just kept letting the timer run out, hoping I would get sick of it or whatever. I didn't really get the cards that I wanted to play at the beginning, so it's kind of not going super well for me right now. Last turn I started out with the exact cards I needed, or the last game, but see how it goes. Yeah, I try to just post every video I make, whether it's perfect or not, because I'm still learning this. I have made a lot of music in my time, and one thing I did was work on beats and raps all day and then never actually complete something. And then even if I did complete it, it would take me ever to release it, or it had to be so perfect for me to actually release it into the world. And I would be working on like 10 beats and never finish one. I'm trying to get into the habit of just, no matter what I'm doing, just make a finished product, and just do that, because I know I could get the 4/4. Ah shit, I didn't want to do that. I thought he was gonna have summoning sickness. I'm gonna leave him for a blocker, but maybe he'll think twice about attacking. Let's see what. Oops. He still might think twice about attacking, and then. Okay, cool. And I wouldn't have been able to block him anyway, so that worked out. So let's go ahead and play this. Let's get this out here so we can get some loyalty counters on it. It's a pretty good one if you can get the -7. I am trying to go quick because I like to have the action. I do want to try to explain stuff, but sometimes too, just for me, the way I play. Oh my god, wow. Okay, well, I'll take it. Sometimes I have to go quick so I can remember what I was doing. If I have a certain sequence of events I need to do, and I might even have if factors in my head. Well, I'm going to do X moves, but let's say if my opponent destroys this creature, then I'll do this instead. Or if they end up casting a creature, you know, right now they don't have creatures, they have creatures I can handle. If they cast a bigger creature, I'll do this instead. So I kind of have if factors and different variables in mind, but I have to kind of move quick or else I forget it all. Which may be one strategy I was thinking about. I'm going to go ahead and just start another game because that one was real quick. Is kind of writing stuff down. Takes a lot of time, but I'm not sure exactly how I do it because I can't really write complete sentences. But I might just have to write quick little notes because sometimes I'll be like, oh shoot, I meant to do it in this order to maximize the efficiency of my cards, but I forgot because either the guy was taking a long time or maybe I was moving too quick and I got too excited, or maybe the next card I draw I just got so excited to play and it changed my plans. So I mean, that could happen too, and that is another thing too. And such as life, such as the same thing with life, is that you can only plan so far ahead because there are variables and things change. In the game of Magic, every time it's your turn, things change unless there's some sort of special card in play. You draw a card at the beginning of your upkeep. So right there, the cards that you're able to play has changed. So, I mean, this one does only require 2 mana. Mill 3 cards, but I want this one out there first because whenever a land card is put into the graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Does some other stuff too. Remove 3 +1/+1 counters. Return it to its owner's hand. When it leaves the battlefield, return 3 target land cards from the graveyard to your hand. So a very useful card. You could get into a cycle where you're kind of just really controlling the game, getting lots of counters, utilizing your graveyard, reusing cards over and over again. Especially with these ones, it has the cycle. You can, I say delete it. So you could delete the card, you could discard the card, draw a card, get counters. You got 3 in there, remove 3 counters, put them back in your hand, do this, that, and the third, mill cards. So I mean, it's just, I'm still kind of learning how to use the deck to its maximum efficiency. But one reason I think this deck was at the top of the deck list, and honestly that was why I picked it, because I got to a point with my own, I think I might have looked up some stuff on YouTube. Another deck I might pull out is one that's it's a blue and black deck that uses toxic, and the way you win is with poison counters. Look that up on YouTube, and it's a lot of cheap cards too. But I just got to a point with my deck building ability, and I think with the deck I built myself is when I actually, I can't remember if I got to Diamond tier with this deck list. It would have been with this deck because this was the first one I built. I used like all my rare and mythic rare wild cards that I had saved up, and now I have a buttload more saved up so I could build more decks, but I couldn't even finish building this deck because there were so many legendary rares and mythic rare cards and multiples of them I had to get. So I had a couple options of what to play here. I'm gonna go ahead and play that. 4 lands. I don't want to complete it because you gotta pay 2 life, and then it has 2 fewer loyalty counters. That's not helpful. I could play this, but he has a flying creature, and I just think he's gonna screw me over. Let's go ahead and do this one. I was stuck between that one and this one, but this one, it has menace, and then the ward, it's 3/4, so a pretty good attacker. Especially, right now he has 2 creatures, but they are low cost. He's not gonna be able to take it out. If he only had 1 creature, for example, then he couldn't block it. And menace really, it has screwed me over, especially towards the end of games, because especially if it's a bigger creature, or even if it is just 3 or 2 or 1, you still have to block it with 2 creatures. And if you don't want to utilize both creatures, you have to focus them on other creatures to, protect your life. Then it could really put you in a pickle, in a conundrum, and screw you over. Yeah, this guy's Speaking of doing a number on me, okay, I'm not too mad about that. Did want to use that card, but mentioned it last time. -7, create Tamio's Notebook, a legendary colorless artifact token with spells you cast cost 2 mana less to cast and tap, draw a card. I mean, that's a pretty useful artifact to have. Oh, why did I think this was a legendary land? It's not a legendary land. Okay, that's cool. Well, then I'm going to play that again. He still got flying. What does this guy do? First strike and haste. Sacrifice it. Not really worried about that. Not too worried about that. Okay. So, and I could return that to my hand as well, which I may end up doing. But I think for now, I'm going to play this and then play this Enchantment Saga. And I think we're off to a good start. We're pretty deep in the game now. Say 5. I'm not sure how many turns. I got 5 lands out there, so at least, I don't know, 5 lands deep. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I got to pay the mana cost still. So, I see, and I've done that so many times, and that's what I've mentioned. Learning your deck is very, very important. Even more important than having a lot of good cards and an extremely good deck is knowing your deck well. Because I've gotten myself into a pickle so many times where I think I could cast it for free, all my lands tap, and I say, oh yeah, I'm going to cast this. And then after you hit it, it's already in exile. If you don't have the mana to cast it, it remains in exile the rest of the game. You can't do anything about it. So I've really screwed myself over doing that before. Now, I was thinking about Slogurk, the Overslime, Slogurk, however you say his name. But maybe I'll do the Nashi Moon's Legacy for the counter, because he has the Menace. Slogurk is going to get more counters, but he does have the Trample. Let's do this one, just to mix it up. Dang, I was hoping I could play that, but I can't quite yet. I could play that. You know, I'm kind of sick of this flying card. So, we're going to get this back in my hand. And, shoot, I still can't play it though. But, a big old butt. Big old beautiful booty. Do got a lot of counters on there, so that's good. How much can I take him for right now? I don't know. I think I'm about to go all in because I'm gonna press the issue. I'm gonna So can I play this as a land? Let's see what happens if I do this. Oh, nope. Well, oh, because I already played a land that turn. Yep, and that's another way I screwed myself. But he's gonna go ahead and concede. So another easy victory. This is a great deck. Obviously, I've won 3 times in a row now. I just started playing with this deck again, and I've only played 3 games recently and won all 3 games. So it's a really great deck. It is a bit faster and smaller. It's got, I think 60 or 62 cards. Now there is something too. There's a sideboard. The deck list had a sideboard for it. I didn't even build the sideboard yet, because I don't have the wild cards for it. And now I've just been getting so used to playing it this way. And the sideboard is, I guess, only useful for best of 3 matches, which I don't play. But it would definitely, is definitely something I want to look into and I want to start learning how to do. But I just play best of 1 matches too, because also it's a time factor. Sometimes it could take, I usually plan on spending 30 minutes or so, 20-30 minutes playing a game. So you figure 3 games, I mean, got to dedicate anywhere between an hour to 2 hours, or could be longer for playing 3 games. That's just a long time. I don't necessarily want to dedicate all my time to playing on my phone. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here. Thanks for tuning in. Tune in next time to episode 12. And have a good day. Toodaloo.